thing as soon as this thing goes live. Hey, we are live.
Hi.
So we're good. Hello there. Welcome to another thrilling episode of Total Health Live.
Hi.
With the lovely and talented expert nutritionist, Monika Klein, and me, Dr. V.
Dr. V. Dr.
Yeah.
V.
Hey, I'm going to do a little sharing here. So I'm going to share this link with a few people. You can start talking because you're just as good, if not better, a talker than I am. So
Thank you. I mean, I don't know if that's a good thing or not. But yes,
it's really, really fast.
Yeah. So we are Total Health Live, and I posted yesterday about my brother who is in the ICU presently with a COVID-related stroke-like episode he had the other night. And so I was a little hesitant about posting it just because of privacy reasons, but I felt like I think people need to know that this is real. It's just not it's just not a made up thing. And, the media is exacerbating it by broadcasting it, and causing fear. It's really a real thing. And for those who, the scary thing is it's invisible, it's insidious. It is, you can't sense it, when it's around you. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And we don't know who has it. We don't know who doesn't have it. But I would suspect that a lot of people have it.
Oh yeah,
you and I probably have it.
We might, because I had some weird symptoms about 3 weeks ago. I mean, and I noticed a little bit of a taste thing, but I did notice I had extreme fatigue for a number of days. I had, I don't tend to run temperatures. Like I run cold, like 97 degrees is my normal. Not that 98.6 that we all heard about in school.
I did hear that our bodies have gone down degrees. There are some evolutionary changes going on physiologically, and that is one of them. Our body temperature normal is going down.
I think I'm better preserved that way. Like you put me in like a chicken chiller,
Yes,
kind of thing.
But generally, the general population is like very small degree, but we're getting cooler. Hey, that's good. Cooler.
Cool, man. Totally cool.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's fine. No, you were talking about your brother. I think I interrupted you. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So there was actually someone who posted that also was mentioning sort of similar symptoms to what you're saying and was asking questions about my brother. And then she basically came out and asked me, I'm having symptoms and I would like to get a better handle on what's going on with me, a slight fever and a couple of other things. And while I was reading this, I was talking to one of the aides that my husband has. She's actually a nursing student. And we talked about people getting pulse oximeters or oximeters. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, but they're just call them pulse oximeters.
Yeah,
so
oximeters.
Yeah,
you put it on your finger and you test. We do it like 3 or 4 times a day here with my husband. You test a finger and you see what your oxygen saturation levels are. And if it gets to 90 or, 90 or just below, that's when you should call your doctor and ask for a telehealth phone call or a FaceTime. I mean, that is a really good indicator about your lungs ability to breathe and your oxygen levels and how healthy you are. I mean, not how healthy you are, how good you're able to breathe.
Yeah. Some people used to say reading is fundamental. I say oxygen is fundamental.
Oxygen. Yeah. We're an oxygen species.
Get
I would
more
say.
O2 for you.
Yes, we are. So anyway, I think that's not just the thermometer, but also I think you can get them on Amazon. And I was actually going to have one here to show you, but it's just something you put on your finger, press the little button, and it will show you not only your oxygen level, but also your pulse. So that's something that I would.
Hence the name pulse oximeter.
Pulse oximeter. It's got both. So
Yeah, and I've heard from a number of different people. So I remember with my dad with congestive heart failure, one of the things we used to look at too was his oxygenation levels were a lot of times really good, even though when his lungs were filling up with fluid, which was a little
Really?
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was very strange. I mean, sometimes it would go down, but typically, he'd be in the like 95, 98, those type, which is great oxygen saturation. But they do say that when you start falling below 90, when you're going into those 80s and God forbid 60s and 70s, that's when you really know that there's a tremendous problem with lung capacity. And that's
You're in a critical state for sure.
Yeah,
and,
without a doubt.
Definitely need some respiratory aid and some respiratory help.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's another reason I posted this is, maybe people can start, helping themselves, because as I mentioned on our last Facebook Live, that we should, take good care of ourselves. So we're not causing a glut in the medical system right now, because they can't handle it.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't want to have, even now it's very difficult to get into an emergency room. I know that's true here in Coronado. They even there's a tent over the entrance, like they screen you before you even enter the hospital. So.
Well, you shouldn't go. I mean, you shouldn't go.
Yeah. Unless you have a broken leg or, something like, or a heart attack or, who knows, some horrific thing.
Or a stroke. I mean, these are.
A stroke will do it. A stroke gets you to the head of the line.
Yeah.
Just like cardiac arrest. So.
Yeah. And, I saw some interesting data because I was just interested about, there's a stroke medication called TPA that is sort of like a clot buster. And I saw some interesting information because I was concerned about this, this that was happening to my brother. And they were sort of looking at that as a potential experimental treatment for, blocking. They're sort of saying that there tends to be a coagulating issue with a lot of the patients found in China and Italy. So the TPA could bust up some of the clotting that's going on in the lung in a very small amount, much less than they would use for a stroke. So that's I mean, they're doing a lot of experimenting with a lot of different treatments right now. And, of course, I wouldn't recommend, of course, we're not recommending anything. We're just talking.
I would say do not turn yourself into a guinea pig at all possible. And always check with doctors, with nurses, with any health profession if you have any questions. We're just here providing you with some educational, informational, and quasi-entertaining.
Yeah, and this is some of my research that I wanted to share, that people, like, I'm digging for things. People were digging for things and answers, and definitely the scientific community, the medical community is on top of this.
Yeah.
I'm freezing. No, I'm not freezing. It's very warm here today.
You're okay now. Your temperature might be 97, but that's not freezing. So.
No. So I don't know where I left off, but anyway, stay healthy and stay grounded and safe.
Grounded. Yeah, but don't be so grounded that you feel like dirt. That was from our Detoxification Blues way back when.
Oh, that is a great song. Do you still remember the lyrics?
I have all the lyrics. I should probably record it again.
Detoxification Blues. I don't think it's the best time to do a detoxification, actually.
No, it's not. This is actually at this point, many of us are involved in the retoxification.
Yes.
Because you can't get fresh fruit, and fresh food, it's very difficult. We've had deliveries today and yesterday. And we do have a farmer's market here that exists, but people were not obeying any of the social distancing stuff. They have markers, 6 feet apart, and people are going right across your face. They're going back and forth. And I realized some of them may have had a little dementia, and they were just kind of wandering around like they were totally lost. But people are not always aware of their surroundings in a way that you and I might be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a whole new way of viewing the world in general, like your small world, your local world, your home world, and the outside world. I mean, it's a whole different perspective right now.
Yeah.
But I did see Governor Gavin Newsom talk about the farmers markets yesterday in his press release. And
this is our governor in California, for those of you who are not in the state of California.
He's our governor here in California, and he was talking about the farmers markets and how they're going to be limiting people, like I
Yep.
think it's 10 at a time. Did you see that yesterday?
No, well, we
Or
had they actually they prevented people from going in to crowd the farmers market, and so there was somebody there saying one at a time, come through, do this. Now, the longest line that we had was for the vegetables and some fruits. There were other lines for bread and honey and this and that. So that was interesting that people were mostly interested in fruits and vegetables. And I saw one woman run out of there with just a bunch of beets in her fist. That's all she came for. No bags, no nothing. She grabbed the beets and got out of there.
Good for the liver. That was interesting.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of perspective, so I'm on my walk today, which is why we're a little late because I barely made it back here in time and for a little bit of lunch. Monica had the great pleasure of watching me chew.
It sounded good. It sounded.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Fresh.
So I'm on my walk, and you talk about perspective and staying positive and everything, and I found a rock.
You didn't need it. Bring it home.
Well, I brought the rock home.
For minerals.
I used a paper towel. I used a paper towel. I put the rock together. When I got home, and here's the rock.
Wow.
It said smile. So one of the things, one of the things in Coronado that happens here, a lot of people, they will paint rocks and place them in various places all over the island. Now I will replace this later.
Beautiful.
And what I did was I actually smile.
Does it say smile E or question? Is it an exclamation mark? Oh, I see.
I think there is an exclamation. It's hard for me to manipulate this thing. There we go.
I see it.
So there are two reasons. Wow. And I also, by the way, I did wipe it down with alcohol after I got back here. So I had it in the paper towel. I came back, I wiped it down with alcohol before I touched it with my hands. Okay. So
good. We're
I don't know if many children would have done that. It's like, Mommy, look what I got. So
well, you seem to associate it very closely to your lunch. That's why I wasn't sure where you were going with the rock that you found.
Well, the rock. I mean, not Iraq, because that's a whole different story. But one of the reasons I got the smile caught my eye, not only the color and everything, but this was from my dad's funeral.
Wow.
Which was one of his favorite sayings. Yeah, one of his favorite sayings was "keep smiling." And the other one was, and the other one was "be good." So my sister got the "be good," and I got the "keep smiling."
Wow, that's funny. Well, you're able to make a lot of people smile, so that's a good one for you. But one of my mother's is, what is it? Enjoy your life.
One of your mother's sayings. Okay.
Yeah. Not one of my mother's, but one of my mother's favorite sayings. But yeah, that's great. That's how symbolic. So symbolic.
But I will place this somewhere else on the island on my next walk. But I just thought this was so super cool.
Just pass it on. What I found in my neighborhood walk is just basically out my door and in my patio. I'm not doing a lot of walking. But it was a calla lily. We've lived here for 5 years, and we've had a calla lily, like the leaves and the plant, but not once did we have a bloom of a calla lily. Wow. It was just beautiful 2 days ago.
One of my favorite things, I don't know if anybody wants to come in or not. I did post the link here. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'll post it to one of my other pages. If somebody wants to come in, you can come in. I've posted a StreamYard link. It's not hard when you use StreamYard. I've developed this New England accent since
yes,
my friend John.
Doing that too.
It's sad but true. I've developed that.
Yeah. So what other health tips can we share today?
I had been thinking about that too. And one of the things that on my walk, one of the things I was thinking about was just better sleep. Because I don't know about you, but I've had a significant increase in sleep disturbance over the last maybe 3 weeks or so.
What do you attribute it to?
What's that?
What do you attribute it to? I mean,
I think it's just adopting to what I like to refer to now as the new reality, as opposed to the new normal. And And it just because there's concerns about getting food, because we haven't been able to get time slots, for example, for delivery services, whether it's Instacart or it's Shipped or Whole Foods or Amazon Fresh. Just getting a delivery has been a little stressful.
That's
but also
kind of scary.
What's that?
That's kind of scary. Yes.
Yeah. But so I mean, and I'm more than happy to go out shopping, but my wife will not let me. And so I mean, I'm fine donning all the protective gear I can get my hands on, but in order to protect another member of the family here, we have to exercise a degree of caution. And so we are more dependent upon delivery than before, particularly since we've seen a lot of people doing stupid stuff like getting really close to each other. Yeah. We only have 2 confirmed cases here in the island of Coronado, and we sit right across the bay from downtown San Diego. Mm-hmm. But those 2 cases, you never know, whether there's little to no testing anywhere. Those 2 cases might just be the tip of the iceberg of, say, 100 or 200 cases.
You don't know. You don't know.
It's a great unknown. Yeah.
A friend of mine told me that she ordered in advance at Target, her Target, and it was all curbside. Order it in advance, pay with card, of course, in advance, and she said it was seamless. So that might be another option for you.
Yeah, the curbside is a great thing. I'm actually very much in favor of curbside, and we've had the restaurants that we have here. Some of them, the poor people, they opened like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. They're brand new restaurants, so they converted quickly into takeout only. But I noticed standing in line there 2 weeks ago, it was not that comfortable. People were getting like 3 feet, 2 feet close. Somebody bumped into me and I nearly jumped. So. But I see a lot. But they also offered that curbside delivery, which I thought was brilliant.
Yeah, and I think a lot of restaurants are also converting into grocery stores. I know some local ones are,
Yeah, there's a place called Little Frenchies here in Coronado, and we actually picked up bread and eggs and other things from them because they had all this food that was delivered, and they don't have as many patrons as before, so they were selling the fould. Albeit at a slightly higher price, but it was still worth it.
Yeah, it is. I noticed some of the prices were a little bit sort of price gouging.
They weren't gouging. I mean, like the eggs that we got were gigantic. I mean, I couldn't believe how large these eggs were.
In general, they were good. In general, I got, I don't know if I should share my secret, but I did get a can of tuna, wild tuna from Amazon, which I ordered like a week or 2 ago.
Yeah.
So I'm still waiting for some masks because we need masks here in the house to protect everybody who's working here. Yeah. So we have like 2 staff and then another, so that those are care aides, and then another infusion nurse that comes.
So that's a good point, because you would do a lot of caregiving. I mean, you're almost like a 24/7 caregiver when you have help. How do you maintain your sanity, or what are the things that you do to do some self-care?
I get to talk to my friend Christopher.
I see.
Actually, what I wanted to also say, it's amazing. Yeah. I think one of the biggest gifts out of this is connecting with my friend Christopher, but also other people. I talked to my cousin last night. I haven't talked to him for 20 years. He saw my Facebook post and he wanted to know how everything was. And I mean, that's probably the biggest gift out of all of this is connecting with people. And, health and love are the most important things really in life.
And that's it. And as you've said, laughter is the best medicine. So why don't you have some fun with your health and your life and your business? Because I know a lot of us are retooling our businesses based on the fact that we are home-based. But then again, you and I have both been primarily home-based, although you've had an office where you actually are seeing clients.
Yes. But I've been doing a lot of phone consulting over the years and, do mostly that actually. Yeah. So I was fortunate to I live right across from a lake, and I was fortunate enough to have an office across the street for a while. And it was interesting because I had my foot in a boot at that time when I was in that office.
Were you going about in a boot? A boot in a boot?
I was about 3 months in a boot, in a boot. because I tore a tendon in my ankle.
Yikes.
So it was, anyway, I couldn't really even walk across the street to go to my office, which was the reason I opened that office in the first place. But anyway, I don't have that office anymore, and I do mostly phone, and I, have my small one patient hospital downstairs for my husband.
Hey, why didn't you, you're Canadian originally, aren't you? Or still Canadian?
Totally. Yes, I am.
She's total Canadian, eh? Why didn't you get some sled dogs to take you across to your office?
Because there's not enough, no.
You don't do that. Okay.
There's not enough snow. There isn't any snow. There's not enough snow. There is no snow.
No snow.
Yes, we Canadians have other things besides just sled dogs. And I did not grow up with sled dogs.
You got hockey night in Canada.
Yes, NHL. Yes, that's the national pastime in Canada, of course. And I played hockey when I was a kid. Basketball,
really?
Baseball. Yeah, I was.
You played hockey with intramural or professional?
We played it at a community center, and it was the first one. It was a girls' hockey team.
Wow.
And it was fun.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, it was fun.
Were you goalie, or what was your forward?
I was a right winger.
Ah, that just sounds so not like you, but that's a whole other story. Oh, you froze. Poor Monika froze. I think I shouldn't have said something about her not being a right winger. Let's see if we can get her back. I hope she comes back shortly. Are you there, Monika? Come in, Monika. Earth to Monika. Come in, Monika. Try re-entering. Try re-entering the broadcast. Yeah, so we were talking about hockey, and of course, it's very difficult to get a lot of exercise nowadays because the emphasis is on solitary activities. So being on a hockey team would not be great, particularly if somebody comes crashing into the goalie or you're fighting for the puck. Monika, we've had some issues with Monika's bandwidth, and she's going to pop out. She's going to come back in shortly. So I'm going to take a sip of water because I'm patched. I have to stop doing this New England accent. I really do. So solitary activities for fitness. I'm thinking more along the lines of yoga, Pilates at home. If you have a yoga mat that you can actually use, that's probably one of the best things. My sister, this is great. My sister loves to go dancing, and she does salsa dancing, but that's pretty hard to do at home unless you have a partner. I almost said partner. And so my sister Michelle has a line dancing group that she goes to on a regular basis. And so they set up a Zoom. Oh, Monika's coming back again. I almost can see her. Anyway, so for my sister, they set up a Zoom, and they were actually teaching line dancing via Zoom, these new moves and things like that. So Monika, are you with us?
I am here. Are you?
Yeah, you came back. I feel like Nicole Kidman in Cold Mountain. You come back to me.
I don't remember that line. It must have been memorable for you.
It was totally memorable. He's coming back. He's coming back from the Civil War, and I won't spoil it for you, but he's heading home.
I have seen it. I have seen it.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
But her line was, "You come back to me."
Well, I saw a Showtime series this week, the final season of The Affair, and one of the main lines in there is, "You found me.
You found me." Hey, let me say, so some people are somewhere around here. Let's see. Monika was messaging me, whoever that is.
Who's that? So I don't know. We were talking about hockey, and then
we were talking about hockey, and then when you disappeared, we talked about you being a right winger, and I thought that was atypical, but that's a whole other story. And that's when you froze. So my assumption is that I should not make any even tangential remarks to politics.
No.
We're just talking health.
We will not go there.
And so, but then I continued on with the idea that, if you're used to getting your exercise through team sports and things like that, that you have to perhaps now shift towards solo activity like yoga, Pilates. Mm-hmm. And I mentioned my sister doing her line dancing via Zoom last night, which was hysterical.
Yeah, hopefully not bumping into walls.
Yeah.
Not bumping into walls, right?
Well, no, she didn't bump into walls. She
Oh,
she knows how to. My sister Michelle knows how to toe the line.
well, my sort of evolution went into dance, with
Yeah.
sports and everything, and then dance, and then yoga. So yeah, there's all sorts of things, and there's a lot. We talked about it the other day. There's all sorts of things online right now, all sorts of things. You can do cat yoga, downward cat, downward.
Downward dog, upward. I used to say upward puppy.
Well, downward cat, because, well, I guess dogs do that too, but cats do downward cat.
What about the child pose?
Child's pose.
I thought this was the child pose, but I'm not going to put my finger in my mouth.
No, that's not.
Or my
No,
thumb.
keep it away from your face.
Vogue, 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 Vogue.
I saw a coronavirus song, and it was done to that
That's
song.
Chris, that's Chris Mann.
Chris Mann. Yeah.
Chris Mann has 3 of them out there. My
Yeah.
favorite
Hello is pretty funny.
Yeah, Hello from the Inside is my favorite. And then the other one, actually, My Corona is good too, because he talks about his toilet paper shortage. So
I thought of the A Whole New World today.
Oh,
Remember I was telling you about theme songs and stuff? I thought about the whole new world, because it really is a whole new world now.
yeah. Somebody posted, the unknown Facebook user. Yeah, StreamYard's pretty bad. If you want to comment, for us to see them on StreamYard, you actually have to allow StreamYard to have access to your profile, because it comes up, somebody is up here as unknown Facebook user. It says there are new virtual paradigms for many things, and that is so true. There's a whole new way of looking at everything.
Yeah.
You mentioned that earlier about the practicing sanitary habits outside, and even narrower and narrower.
Mm-hmm. There's an actual sanitary habits. There was an actual great, I guess it's a YouTube video about how to actually wash your hands, and they use black ink.
Oh, that must be great.
Yeah, and it shows where you've missed, right?
Where have you missed?
Where have you missed? Because the black ink isn't on that area. Like it's really quite. I mean, it's learning how to wash your hands for the first time in your life, properly anyway. But yeah, it's so many things. What did I see about how to make a hand sanitizer using vinegar and aloe, and put it in a spray bottle?
I mean, there are recipes out there that use alcohol, aloe, glycerin too, because glycerin is very helpful in terms of keeping the hands soft, as well as aloe. One of my friends in DC, Dr. Ron Singer, his wife Sally, has a great recipe. He shared it with me, and I think I may post it into the group here, because hand sanitizers, some of those hand sanitizers are awfully perfumey. And I'm sometimes like a canary in a coal mine. If there's too much perfume, my eyes start itching and watering, and I'm ready to have a sneeze fest 2020. And so I try to avoid the perfumes whenever possible.
The alcohol will just be kind of drying. I don't know if I would put alcohol in there, but
it's mainly, the alcohol is mainly there to help to kill the virus, because 60% or more is allegedly what you need. And but vodka taken internally will not work.
No, you have to externally, because it's an external.
Not in.
External.
I have to keep reminding myself.
So this hand sanitizer, they recommended apple cider vinegar, but if you don't have apple cider vinegar, just use plain vinegar.
Lawrence.
It's very simple.
Lawrence is here. Lawrence is a good guy. I know Lawrence through a wonderful group of coaches and experts. I wonder if Lawrence can come in. Let's see. I don't know where you are, Lawrence. The question is, that's the one thing about StreamYard I'm not a huge fan of. I'm going to see if I can get him in here just for a second, because he's a real interesting fellow. Can I add him? Lawrence, if you see my personal profile, you can click the link and come in if you want to. Otherwise, you're more than welcome to lurk. But he's an expert in NLP and a number of other things. He's really good at helping to change people's states.
That's really fantastic.
Not from California to Missouri or something like that.
No, not those kinds of states.
Not those states. More like well, not even a New York state of mind, because that's where I'm originally from. But
yeah, you are.
That's a tough place. I do still have my DC. I lived 27 years in Washington, D.C., and I got this cap with the presidential seal at the Jefferson Memorial. And the Jefferson Memorial is down by the tidal basin. And seeing all those people crowding around the tidal basin, practicing zero social distancing. Oh, she's got a cap. She's a member of the club now. What does yours say?
It says Health Coach Systems. Remember?
Yeah. How did you get that?
We're the original health coaches. We did this.
I never got my cap.
We did this. The original health coaches. 1994 is when I started my training.
See, I joined in '96.
Yeah, that's when we met.
Yeah, we met in Malibu.
In Malibu at Calamigas Ranch, which is
we were not Buddhists
beautiful.
In the Boo like Richard Gere.
We were what?
We were not Buddhists in the Boo. That was Richard Gere.
No, right? I was. I lived in Malibu at that time.
Yeah, but were you a Buddhist?
Had some Buddhist tendency, you know. Okay. Not really. Well, yes, not necessarily, but yes.
Lawrence, yeah, it's okay. Lawrence says he doesn't know how to. Oh, we can actually put up a comment. Oh, you can show the comments like that.
Oh, new virtual paradigm for many things.
I'm still playing with this stuff.
That's
and
good.
Then there's Lawrence.
Sorry, I just did.
He just did. And then he said he has no idea how to use StreamYard. All you have to do is click the link, Lawrence, but that's okay. We still love you. So, hey, how do I get one of those hats? You know, I could actually make one of those hats because we've done some e-commerce.
3D printer.
I wanted to get the Dr. Fun hat because I created the logo.
Oh, I see.
And I want to do that because I think that'd be kind of a lot of fun. And we could even do the Total Health Live.
Yeah.
The logo.
This is my favorite walking cap. In fact, it's kind of flat.
You gotta work on your brim a little bit.
Idea. It should be more like
it looks like you're getting rid of your duck bill. You gotta have that duck bill going.
Yeah. But yes, I do. I am a proud owner.
You're a proud owner of the Health Coach System
International, and we did that a long time ago.
And then it changed to, what was it? IPS? Something like that.
Yes. Yeah. Integrative Practice Solutions. That's what it was. Integrative Practice Solutions.
We have a person.
Yeah. It's Hi, Lawrence.
Hey.
Yes, I do.
I am. You got a cap too. Lawrence has a cap.
We've all got caps on. This is the cap.
We also,
a long time ago.
And then it changed to, what was it? We've got feedback. So I'm going to put on my. Hang on a second.
Solutions. That's what it was. Integrative Practice Solutions.
We have a person.
Yeah.
Feedback.
Lawrence. Yes, I do.
Hello, Lawrence. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to dismiss Lawrence. Unfortunately, I'm just gonna mute you. So just do hand signals, Lawrence, like Vogue. I'm gonna see if I can bring him back for a second. Oh boy. I'm sorry, Lawrence. I'm going to boot you. But thank you for stopping by. We'll try this again some other time. I had to boot him. Oh, Monica, you disappeared on me. Seriously? You need to come back in again, Monica. Somehow your bandwidth is not what it should be. So I'm going to boot you and you're going to have to come back. Sorry. All right. I'm by my lonesome again. So Lawrence is just a great guy. He's got, as I said before, he's really good at helping people change their state. And he does some amazing work. I wish I could remember your group, Lawrence, but I will put it into the comments a little bit later. And Monica, you need to come back in again. Although we're getting pretty close to your time. Yeah, you've got a hard stop at 2 o'clock Pacific, which would be 5 o'clock Eastern. So if you can come in again, that would be great. So we talked about when we had the hockey disappear. We had Monica. Oh, she's coming back in again. Oh, is that Lawrence? I think it's Lawrence is back. Oh, Lawrence disappeared too. He came in and came out again. So we talked about solitary activities, yoga, Pilates. Walking is great as long as you can maintain that 6 foot distance. I mean, I just got out of a walk. I came in from a walk. about 45 minutes ago. And there are people who are just staring at their phones the whole time like this, and they're not paying attention to you at all. So you have to kind of walk around them. And these days, at least in Coronado, the streets have few, if any, cars at any given time. So it's pretty easy to hop into the street, stay close to the cars, and go around these people. Because getting a little bit of fresh air is essential. Getting movement helps a lot, not just with your cardiovascular, but also with your attitude, with your mindset, if you will. I'm hoping Monika can come back again. Monika, where are you? She's had some tremendous bandwidth issues. I don't know about you, but in terms of my mental health, I like to have good bandwidth. And I've often joked with my wife, Maggie, that, no matter where we go, if we retire to Europe or here or there, anywhere, all I need is a strong Wi-Fi connection. Actually, I need high-speed internet, because without high-speed internet, I can't be talking to you. So if you have any questions or comments, why don't you just stick them right into the section here. There are a couple of you still around. Yeah, technology, Lawrence, you got that right. Yeah, technology. You say space, the final frontier. For me, it's Wi-Fi. Bandwidth. Can I get enough bandwidth, please? It's just crazy how that works. Have you noticed this? Because I have seen this, which is there's certain times of day where under normal circumstances, I might have a download speed of maybe 250 and maybe upload of 17, which is my usual, and Monika's coming back. And so even though the download and upload speeds are normally pretty good here, as soon as there's a bunch of kids getting on their video games or a bunch of people streaming Netflix or Hulu or something else, we go dead, not dead here, but it gets really choppy and everything. And I have a funny feeling, Monika, that your neighborhood, there must be some sort of binge watching going on over there.
Yeah, I mean, I see no internet connection. That's happened twice in this call.
Well, you could come in on your phone too. That would actually work. I sent you the link on Facebook Messenger. You could come in on your phone if this ever happens again. But the question is, do you have a good LTE connection? That's the other thing. So.
Well, I tried to do that before I came back on, but I wasn't able to because. Yeah.
But this is.
Did we lose Lawrence?
Lawrence had feedback issues, and I think it could have been partly my fault because I made the mistake, which I've done more than once, of not connecting my my earbuds, because usually I'm the one who causes problems for my friend John, and the only way I can fix it is by connecting my earbuds in there, and that takes care of the feedback. And so I'll just do broadcasts with a single earbud hanging out of my ear. It looks kind of funny. I almost like a little,
I think that is the look, though. I mean, it's like the cap, and I have such blue hoodies.
We adapted the cap because I just have some bad hair days, as you can tell. So
well, I don't.
You have nothing but good hair days, so I'm not worried about you.
Except, yeah, sometimes it's. Anyway, yes, but I like the cap. I think it's a good idea. It's sort of flat.
Yeah, the only problem with the cap is it does cast a shadow.
So yes, you don't want that.
I'm not a fan of that, so I could do this.
Oh, yeah. What I did see is this idea as well.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you're just this total hip teenager. You need a skateboard. You need a skateboard or a snowboard. Just run down the hill.
The bottom line is we need to enjoy ourselves despite what's going on around us.
Yeah.
Despite catastrophes. I'm certainly facing that personally in my life, but I need it. This is the medicine, and Christopher and I can be goofy at times, but hey, I think we all need to be. We all need to be. It's one of my health recommendations for you.
Well, don't take. My dad used to say, stop taking life so seriously because you're not going to get out alive.
Yeah, I think that my parents also said that too. Yeah, it's like this is where we are. This is our time and place.
Well, some people may say, this is our World War II, or this is the great challenge for our world, actually, in terms of can we adapt to a new reality And if so, what can we do to help each other out? How long will it take? That's the big unknown. People are telling me things like, I want to get back to work next week, or 3 weeks from now. I think it's good for the economy. Well, if you're dead, or if you're hospitalized in critical care,
or you can cause someone else to die,
you're spreading the disease to other people, you're not really doing your part for the economy.
Yeah. No, it's a very, very strange place to be. I mean, of course we need to, of course so many people will be losing their jobs, and it's going to be devastating. I mean, we're just at the beginning stages of the fallout of all of this.
Yeah.
But new things will be created.
Yeah, but and at the same time, I think you see a lot of people doing their best to volunteer, to help out other folks. They're checking in on neighbors. I mean, we have N2N here, which is, so the short name for Coronado is Nado. And so they said Nado to Nado, so that people are checking in on each other, and they have block captains. Our block, though, has no captain. And I don't know if I want to be a captain, but I might. I mean, who knows? I don't know if my wife lets me be a captain.
I mean, it's almost like new societies are being created, or new ways of acting in society. If you want to look at this philosophically, it's just, I mean, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know. But again, what I mentioned, love and health is the most important thing. And that's what we need to be focusing on. Our health, other people's health. And
I've made many a new connection because of this terrible infection.
Right.
Hey, it rhymes.
Right.
That would be my new meme. Yeah.
Yeah. New connection because of the infection.
Yeah. So stay connected. If you have any questions or comments within the group, which our group is indeed Total Health Live, then feel free to ask those. There was a question from someone I completely forgot about. It was under our previous broadcast. So I'm going to scroll down there before we disappear here. Oh, man. I am so sorry I forgot about this.
Well, we'll do it next time. And are we going to now promote our regular time?
We'll be promoting a regular. Did we say Wednesday or Tuesday?
Wednesdays,
and
midweek.
Probably midvok.
Midwoch, yeah.
Midwoch. And I think we were talking about maybe 1 o'clock. I think Pacific. Is that good? Oh, I think Monika froze again. All right, so we will be back in touch with you. Monika froze again. Yes. Frozen. Let it go. Let it go. So with that, I will be saying, I'm not going to say ta-ta for now, but adios. Stay healthy, stay happy, and stay connected. Stay connected with us here, and use your social media for good. All right. That's it for today. On behalf of the frozen Monika, I'm Dr. Christopher Vogelmann, and we are out of here. See you next week.